Alright guys, Anthony here, Super Service. I know I haven't made a video in a while. Figured I'd make one on Mark's truck here. We'll make another one over there on Aaron's truck. But, alright guys, somebody came in. Mark's truck here. I figured I'd make a quick video and show that we don't always just cater to the full-on kind of knock it out, make it freaking awesome. This truck right here had catastrophic failed EGR cooler. And, you know, I mean, there's not every job has an borderline unlimited fund that they're willing to spend on it. So this truck here, catastrophic failed EGR cooler. We make parts to fix that. We have a lot of stuff that absolutely works great. And in turn, I've got, well, let's go back here. And in turn, so I'm back here in our, what I call the hillbilly add-on. We accumulate a whole bunch of parts. A lot of them. So we accumulate freaking parts. We got all kinds of crap in here. There's a lot of parts here. So I told him, you know, for us to go through and do what we normally do to an upper end, it's fairly expensive. I mean, it's damn near 3 times the budget that he wants to spend. So we do have times where we will just go in to make it happen. You know, it doesn't always have to be a big deal. So he had a catastrophic failed EGR cooler. I told him, you know, our intake is 650. The Y pipe is 250. But I have a bunch of other parts. So I told him, I said, well, he didn't really have, I don't think he had the funds to go in and do everything we need to do. And I potentially really think this truck has a head gasket issue. We've got head gasket issues with this truck, so that's one thing. But you can tolerate a head gasket issue if you pay attention to stuff. But a failed EGR cooler will stop this truck dead in its tracks. It will be done. You cannot drive it no more. It's gone. So when he come in and you know, we discussed a little budget. Okay, so I'll just throw the numbers out. I don't care. We got $1,000. We got $800. Okay, so I actually said I will put some parts in, and as honest, I mean, I've told him directly, the parts are junk. You're probably going to have a hose leaking on the EGR, on the oil cooler cover. The little hose is probably going to leak. Who knows if the Y pipe is going to survive, because we went ahead and put a cheap junk up pipe on it. And I reiterated multiple times that the parts we will put on are junk. They're crap, but with a head gasket issue, maybe it'll get you to where you can drive the truck more, and then come back and we'll address the head gaskets and put all the good parts on it. But at least right now the truck will be able to be put back in service. So okay, so we went ahead and went a little above and beyond, and I can't have a turbo off of a truck that has a failed EGR cooler. I can't leave the pump cover on. I can't do it. We have to check it. We have to. Okay, he was not updated. The STC fitting was not updated. So what I'm doing, I have, okay, this will be discounted. This is discounted, but it's already seated on. This is a pump that I had. This was off a van that we bought. The pump already has STC fitting on it. So what I'm gonna do, these pumps are good. They're resilient, and I'll stand behind that pump. That pump will be just freaking fine. So rather than take this off and risk the O-ring being messed up, we're just gonna take the entire pump and put the whole freaking pump in this truck. We've got his pump right here. We'll mark it. There ain't nothing wrong with that one. That one's fine. Which, I mean, honestly, the STC fitting, I don't even know. We actually got kind of caught, and we do not have one in the building right now to change out with this one, to put it on this pump. But, you know, he's local here, so if something happens with that pump, I'll cover it. I don't know if you guys believe me, but I'll cover it. I'll come, like, I mean, forever. That pump ain't never gonna go bad, and if it does, I'll change it. but I've only seen a couple of them that actually went bad out of, you know, however many we've seen. Another thing is the oil cooler. Okay, oil cooler. I didn't show back in the back, but I have got stacks and stacks of oil coolers. A lot of them are good. I mean, maybe they're, you know, somebody goes through and wants to do a build of this quality right here, they want a new oil cooler. So I keep them, and I tell everybody, you know, hey, we're gonna go ahead and replace it, but just so you know, I'm gonna be keeping any used parts that are still good for situations just like this, where it's, you know, I don't want to leave that oil cooler in it. So what I've got, let's look back here. Take an oil cooler. Let's see if it's in here. I know I don't have the lights on back here. Where is it at? Darian, I had him put it in here. But we've got, oh, he's already pulled it out. What I normally do, say it's a used oil cooler. You guys that have your oil coolers and you want to take them out and you have some time, I will take it and back flush the oil cooler and put about a 50-50 mix, and only leave it in there for about a half hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. Put a 50-50 mix of VC9 and water inside the coolant side of the oil cooler, just for a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll put it, just physically set it in the spray cabinet, like in this little guy right here. I'll physically set it in the spray cabinet and just let it sit there. That'll let the VC9 get a little hot. It'll let temperature come to it. And after, you know, a couple of minutes, not a lot, we don't want to hurt the freaking oil cooler element. Take it out, blow through it with water. Just clean it out. Put a new seal kit on it. That way I don't even know if his old oil cooler was good or bad, but it's not worth chancing it with a failed EGR cooler. So we're going to clean out the oil cooler, make sure he's updated STC fitting, put some junk freaking parts on it that I told him multiple times they're probably going to leak, but it will at least put the truck in service. A little bit of a coolant drip, I mean, it won't leak right now, but it's, you know, they're junk. The little hoses on the oil cooler outlets are marginal at best. So, you know, a little bitty drip of coolant going from the hose pales into comparison to a massive cloud of freaking steam coming out of the exhaust. So, you know, I just thought I would make a quick video and show that we will do make run jobs. I mean, not all of them are, you know, full on, everything has to be done. I mean, we can, you know, but I do not do jobs like this and claim that it is done, that it's good, that nope, there you go, you're done. We'll put some. Mark is absolutely aware that the parts we put on are not the parts that we stand behind. They're parts that are functional, they will work, but you're gonna be touching them again. In the grand scheme of the truck, you know, I mean, yeah, and like I've told him, blind dog finds a bone every now and then. You tighten that freaking bolt up, you tighten the hose clamps up, and you get a nice hose and you get it sealed up good. I mean, you know, your odds are, I mean, they're all right about it staying sealed up. You know, the same with just replacing the up pipe. Just replacing the up pipe in there and it not tweaking the Y pipe and putting a fatigue on that flex joint, your odds are not very good. I mean, that Y pipe might be good now, it might be good for another couple of months, but the tweaking of loosening the bolts up, I've seen it many times. You know, months later down the road, boom, they got a busted Y pipe. So that's why when we go in, we put our up pipe and Y pipe all in one shot and tie it together as one. That way you never have to touch it again. I've never had one of our Y pipes fail. I've never even seen one fail. Same with our intake and our manifold and all our welding and everything that's done on it. I've never had any of it fail. So, and if somebody has seen anything of ours that has failed, I mean, blast us. Put it all over the freaking internet. Put it everywhere. If we have to change some kind of design, I'm all for it. Let's change it. Let's make it so that this stuff is done. Because, I mean, we're all human working on machines. So, but, you know, we're going to try to just get them put together as much as we can without going overboard. Kind of be a little nice to the wallet. This is not going to be a all the way done deal that's, you know, done forever. I mean, this is a cab off job here to fix it right. Because, I mean, he had a little puking. He had a bunch of degas pressure. So, you know, we've got issues with head gaskets. I would bet money on it, but we're not in a position right now to address that, to fix it. So, you know, we're just gonna get him on the road, get the truck running so that he can at least use it. Because right now with the failed EGR cooler, it's freaking trash. It's gone. You can't even drive it. Long video, just explaining some of the stuff we're doing here. Yeah, they don't all have to be budget blowing blank check jobs. We can do jobs that just make it work, but I do not pass make it work jobs as being put my stamp on it, done. No, if you want my stamp on it, you're gonna have to go over there and do something big, which, you know, who knows. All right guys, dumbass video. Have a good one.